Here I would like to show you how to write the equation of a line in y equals mx plus b form, slope-intercept form, given only 2 points through which the line passes. What we'll do is we'll combine two examples here, how to find slope and how to use the point slope formula, y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And I'll show you that regardless of which point we use, we will end up with the same y equals mx plus b equation. So that's good news. So first off, let's begin. Given these 2 points, we want to determine what the slope of the line that passes through these points actually is. Once we have that slope, we can use it in our point slope formula. So first, the slope is found by taking the difference in the y's divided by the difference in the x's. And that change in y is negative 5 minus negative 1. The change in x is 3 minus 0. And we find that our slope is negative 4/3. Now we get to use this slope in this formula with one of these 2 points, and that will tell us what our relationship actually is between our x values and our y values, our inputs and our outputs. So I will rewrite the formula. In doing that, it just keeps me centered and keeps me focused to make sure that I don't put random numbers in random places. But if I'm going to subtract the y1 value, it would be y minus negative 1. The slope I substitute as negative 4/3. And I multiply that by x minus the x1 value, which in this case is 0. So this is going to work out quite nicely. Minus negative 1, we've been trained to write that as y plus 1, so I'll just change that accordingly. It means the same thing. Subtracting negative 1 and adding 1 are the same thing. 4/3 times x, negative 4/3 times x is negative 4/3 x. Negative 4/3 times 0 is just 0, so I don't even have to write that as a separate term because anything plus 0 is equal to itself. To get this into slope-intercept form, I'm simply going to subtract this 1 from both sides. Negative 4/3 x minus 1. Well, that should be pretty clear that this was the y-intercept value, the b value, because 0 comma b is the y-intercept, and we were given 0 comma negative 1. So that's why I get a negative 1 there. This is the linear equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through these 2 points. Now, the question I often get is, why did I know to use the first point and not the second point? Well, the formula tells us to use x1 and y1, but it's actually irrelevant. You could use x2 and y2, so let me show you that as well. Using the same formula, y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. I'm getting barely close to the edge of the screen there. I will do y minus negative 5 is equal to my slope multiplied by x minus x2. I'm still barely on the screen there. When I add the opposite here, we're going to do plus 5, and I distribute my negative 4/3, watch this. Negative 4/3 times x is pretty easy. Negative 4/3 times negative 3 is also kind of easy. To finish that, all I need to do is subtract 5 from both sides. I get the same equation. So it does not matter if you choose to use x1 and y1 here or x2 and y2 there. You're going to end up with the same equation, which should make sense because the line that has a slope of negative 4/3 and passes through this point is the same line that has a slope of negative 4/3 and passes through that point. So this should make sense that you'd get the same answer. The reason why I showed you is also so that you can know it doesn't matter which one you pick, whatever's more convenient. This is much more convenient to use than this based on some of the algebra that we had to do. Right? Knowing that the y-intercept here is going to be 0, negative 1, you know that you can write y equals m, x plus that b value of negative 1.